Tandwa.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm good. And you?
Good. I'm well, thank you. Hi, Thea. Hi, Andy Samburi. Thanks, Andy, sir. It's nice to be back. Missed you guys in the last 2 weeks. My evenings were so quiet. Hi, Trevor. Hey, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. These cows can get a head start on the do nows while we wait for everyone else to arrive. Is the writing clear enough, guys? Hi, Pumazile. Hi, Kamano.
Hi, ma'am.
This is a font I haven't used before. But now I'm looking at it and thinking, oof, my poor eyes. Hey, Pumazela's on fire. It's already done. Nicely won. How are you guys doing? Are you winning on here? Theo, you finished. Well done. Hi, Tamisha. I'm going to give it another 3 minutes and we'll see how you guys are doing and we'll have a look at these do nows quickly. So 3 minutes and then we'll have a look at these. Okay, guys, I need to pop off quickly for a second. I'll be back in a mo. Okay, keep working while I'm gone. I'll be back in 30 seconds.
29, 28, 27, 26. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey! Was that a countdown for me to come back?
Yes.
Hey! And check that I made it just in time. Look at that. Thanks, guys. Okay, it's 10 past. Have we all managed to finish the do nows?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Happy, yes, excellent. I'm glad to hear this because we've got a lot to get through to get you guys ready. So let's have a quick quiz. Okay, number 1, I am going to get, see here, I'm going to pick on Yandi Sitchini number 1, Jethro number 2, Pumazile number 3, Tamisha number 4, let's go with Mutondwa number 5, Trevor number 6. Oh, and we'll see who wants to do lucky number 7. Okay. So, Theo, you can do 7 for us. Okay. Right. So, Yandi, so let's go. Number one.
Ma'am, number one is wrong, ma'am.
What do you mean number one is wrong?
Ma'am, let me say like my answer is wrong.
How do you know? Okay, so what's the right answer?
Ish, angry 9 1. No, mama, it's 1934789. Round up to the nearest thousand. Ma'am,
Yep.
1 9
Mm-hmm.
3 3 4 8 then 000.
Yay, well done. You got it. Oh, my zeros are going funny. Sorry about that. Well done. You've got it. Good job. Can you tell me what that number is out loud? I know it's a really big number.
19,000. Yeah, 19,348,000. Wait, ma'am, it's wrong. Huh? Wait. Ish, ma'am.
Think about how many. So you've got 19 and then there's 6 places. Which number's got 6 zeros?
Million.
Million. So the number is
19 million.
19 million.
348,000.
Yes, well done. Fabulous. Great job. Okay, excellent. So remember, we're rounding off to the 1,000. So it's the 1,000 column that's going to either change or stay the same. Okay, number 2. Jethro, I think you were number 2. The value of the underlined digit in 23,654.
Ma'am, the value of the underlined digit is 600.
600. Fabulous. Thank you very much. I think you scored with an easy one there. Number 3, Pumazile.
Ma'am, the answer is 20.
20. And what did we do to get the 20?
We timed it by 2.
We timesing by 2 each time. Okay, so it is x times 2 gives us the 20. Okay, number 4. I gave you guys a clue with number 4. I shouldn't have given you that clue because I wanted to see if you guys could do it without the clue, actually. I was being too generous. Right, so Tamisha, were you doing number 4 for me?
Ma'am, number 4 is 24.
How do you get 24?
Ma'am, I took 4 plus 2 is equals 6 times 4 equals 24.
Okay, so I'm going to put my clue back on. Do you remember this little guy?
Yes, ma'am.
Called BODMAS. Okay, so first, before we can do addition, we must first do multiplication. So always multiplication first. Okay, that means we have to put some brackets in to remind ourselves to multiply. Okay, do you want to try it again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, the answer is 12.
Here we go. The answer is 12. Okay. So, ladies and gents, please remember BODMAS when you have to do your calculations. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart because my grade 7s today that wrote maths for me did not remember BODMAS. It was devastating. So please remember BODMAS. Okay, so multiply before, and then you just, after you've done all the other things, the addition and subtraction, you just go left to right. Okay, So you don't have to do addition first. You can do addition and then subtraction, or subtraction and then addition, whichever way it comes around in the sum. Okay. Who was number 5? I don't think it was Teacher Marlies. No, I think it was Mutandwa. Were you number 5?
Ma'am, I was number 6.
Were you number 6? Who was number 5? Trevor, were you number 5?
No, ma'am, I'm number 6.
Oh, we've got 2 number 6s. We've got traffic jam with number 6. Okay, I think no one wants to do. Does anyone want to do number 5 for me?
Hey.
Theo. Okay, Theo, are you wanting to do number 6? Number
Yes,
5,
ma'am.
sorry. Number 5. Okay. Off you go.
It's 24, ma'am.
The lowest common multiple is 24. Okay, so when we're working out the multiples, and we list our multiples, and then we look for the one that's in both lists. Okay, so 8 is 8, 16, 24, and 24 obviously is the first multiple of 24. So we have that answer. Okay. Number 6. Let's see if Mutandwa and Trevor can both get number 6 right. Let's see, they're both going to get
The
the
answer
same
is 12.
answer. Okay, Mutandwa says the answer is 12. Trevor, what do you say the answer is?
Ma'am, the answer is also 12.
The answer is 12, and you are both correct. 12 minus 8 is equal to 4. Okay, and then the calculation. Who is my number 7?
Me, ma'am.
Okay, let's hear it. Negative 6 plus 4 gives me
-2.
negative 2. Very good. Okay. Were there any of these that were a little bit stumpy? You went like, ooh, I can't remember how to do this. Do you want to pop it in the chat if there's a number that really messed you up and you weren't sure what to do for anyone? Because then I can see if we need to do extra on that. Okay, so we've got someone saying, no, we're all good.
Ma'am,
Yeah. Who's mamming me?
Yandisa.
Yes, Yandisa, what's up?
Oh, ma'am, I was saying that for number 7, I think. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
For number 7, is it a -2? Were we supposed was our answer supposed to be a negative?
Yes, it was. It's negative 2.
Oh, okay.
Did you
Thank you,
get
ma'am.
negative 2?
I was close.
You were close. Okay, we're on positive 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to actually put some indices in
Thank
to
you, ma'am.
do on Wednesday. Okay. We'll do some proper indices on Wednesday with you. Or integers, sorry, not indices. Integers. Okay. We're all good. No one's telling me that they've got numbers that they're struggling with. So we'll move ahead. Okay. So my question to you is, when you get given an exam paper for maths, what do? What's the first thing you do? Jethro, what do you do? Okay, you put your name on the paper and then what?
Ma'am, I start praying.
You start praying. That's a good one
Ma'am,
to
can
do.
I try?
Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
go for it.
Then you read the questions and you understand them carefully.
Okay, so you read them carefully. Do you highlight on the paper?
No.
Why?
Hey, ma'am, let's say, ma'am, some of our rules, like, see, ma'am, if they give you a question paper and an answer sheet, you're not allowed to touch a pen, pencil, or a highlighter, just read.
Okay, so you're going to take your first 10 minutes to read. So during your reading time, you're going to read. Okay, and when you've finished reading, then what I teach my girls to do is they do something called a brain dump. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So they take the back of the page and they write down every formula that they can think of. And they write down every bit of information that they can remember. It's called a brain dump. So everything that's in their brain, they put it on the paper. so they don't have to try and remember it when they're tired after an hour. Okay, so brain dump. Then when you're allowed to be writing, highlight. Okay, so highlight marker allocation and breathing in and out. Definitely breathe in and out. Remember to breathe calm. If you get stuck on a question, what do? Do you carry on if you're stuck on it? Do you sit there for half an hour on one question if you're stuck?
Carry on.
You carry on. Okay, so you skip that question, you move on, put a big star next to that question so you know you must come back, move on. Okay, so do all the easy things first, get it out the way, and then go and tackle the things that you struggle with a little bit more afterwards. Okay, so first step, read the paper. Second step, brain dump. Third step, highlight. Okay, and then do the easy things, then come back and do the more difficult things. Okay, and if you really ask away, yes.
Ma'am, what do you mean by brain dump?
So brain dump is when you take every bit of information about maths that you know, that you've learned this year. So any formula you've learned, anything, so any information that's going to help you, you write it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because then after you've been working for an hour and your brain is tired, you might make a silly mistake and you might forget the formula for perimeter or the formula for area. But if you've already written it down, then you're A for away. Okay, so it's an extra 5 minutes, but it helps. Okay, so breathe with your papers. Super important to breathe. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of algebra practice. Here we go with some algebra vision. Okay, so you're going to solve using substitution. If A is 12, B is 8, and C is 4, you're going to work out B divided by C plus 52. And 2, and I need to put the square root on here, plus the square root of C times A. And then you have to solve for X for number 2. 3x equals 27. Oh, and the maths dictionary, if you guys went to the study skills workshop. Maths dictionary is useful. Okay. And then this one is x divided by 5 over 10. And I couldn't get a divide sign, so I'm going to rewrite that here. Okay. So off you go. 2, 3 minutes. 3 minutes? Yes.
Ma'am, that
Yes.
last question at number 2, is that a quotient? Is
No,
that a quotient?
No, I'm going to write it in for you now. My computer wouldn't let me do a divide sign in the program. Okay, so it's x divided by 5 equals 10.
Ma'am, ma'am, why doesn't this thing enter in the calculator, ma'am?
Are you allowed to use a calculator for the exam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for those of you that aren't going to be allowed to use a calculator, practice without your calculator. And for those of you that are allowed to use it, then use it. But which one are you trying to do? The square root of C?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, so if you got, your calculator might not do the square roots. Does it have a square root button? Otherwise, think about what times itself gives you 4.
C times A. No way.
Okay, so you're gonna have to do it without the calculator.
Ish.
Think through it carefully. You can do it without the calculator. I chose numbers that you can do easy peasy.
So using subtractors, if A is equals to 12B, B equals to 8, and C equals to 4.
Okay, for those of you who have finished with those already and want to move on, whoops, move that across. Oh, hello. That line back where it belongs. Sorry, my thing is moved. Okay, then you can work on the simplifying one. If you finished with the algebra ones, you can move on to the simplifying fractions. For the algebra, I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes and then we're going to have a look at them. Pastor Besa, I didn't see you earlier. Welcome, welcome. And Baja. Welcome, didn't see you guys.
Can you please go down and
Okay, next. Let's have a look, shall we? Right, let's have a look at the algebra. So if we have to use substitution and A is equal to 12 and B is 8 and C is 4, okay, then we have got, wherever we see a B, we're going to put 8, and for C, we're going to put 4. So what we've got here is actually 8 divided, hello pen, 8 divided by 4 plus 52, okay. And we know with BODMAS that we have to do division before we can do addition. So to say 8 divided by 4 first, which is 2, and then we can add 2 plus 52, which is going to give me 54. Okay. So do we get thumbs up for that one? Okay. Anybody giving me a thumbs up? A couple of people are showing me a thumb up. Okay. If we look at the next one, okay, fab. If we have a look at the next one, we've got 2 times the square root of C, okay? So here I'm going to write it out along, 2 times the square root of C, and C is 4, so it's the square root of 4 times by A, which is 12. Okay, now, you do have to know, this one's a nice one, you know that if we think what squared is 4, so the square root is the opposite of squaring something, okay? So if you know off the top of your head that 2 times itself, so 2 times 2 is 4, then you know that the square root of 4 is 2, okay? So that's one of those ones that you need to know. So I normally suggest knowing the first 10 squares and the first 10 cubes off by heart, just because it makes life a lot faster for you, because then you know when you see 16, you know, oh, square root of 16, that's 4, and you don't have to think about it, you just know it in your head. Okay. So the square root of 4 is 2, so we've got 2 times 2 times 12, and 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 12 is 48. Okay, 48. Right, we're going to solve for some x's. Then I'm going to whiz through these ones. If anyone's stuck, you need to just go, mad, stop, and then I'll stop and we'll go over it. Okay, so I don't want anyone to feel I'm going too fast, but I also don't want to take too long going through these ones. Okay, so I want to get the x all by its lonesome. Right, so I want to have x all by itself on the one side. And so to get rid of the 3 here, this is 3 times x. To take it away, I've got to divide that side by 3. And if I divide this side by 3 to take away that 3, then I need to divide this side by 3. Okay, so x is going to be equal to 27 divided by 3, which means that x is equal to 9. Okay. And we've got the inverse on the other side. I've got some more x solving later. Inverse on the opposite side. X divided by 5 is 10. So if I want to get rid of this divide by 5, I need to do the opposite. I need to times by 5, and then it's going to get rid of it. If I times by 5 here, I need to times by 5 here on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to end up with 10 times 5, and that's going to give me 50. Who can tell me how to check if I'm right or not? Theo, how do I check if I'm right?
50 divided by 5 is 10.
I can check it by putting it back in. Okay, so I can put it here and check 50. Is 50 divided by 5 10? Yes, it is. Cool, then I'm right. Okay, so when you're checking your work, you always plug it back in and make sure that the answer's Still correct. Okay. Are there any problem areas over here? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Any problem areas with the algebra side of things? Going once. Going twice. Sold. Sure, you guys are super quiet tonight, huh? Super quiet. Okay. Fractions. Everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite. Am I right? I think so. Judging by the quiet. No, I was going to say, judging by the quiet, everyone must love fractions because no one's talking to me. Okay. So I'm going to make this bigger so we got more space to work. All right. Can you see? Is it a bit blurry? Looks a little bit blurry for me. Okay. So we've got 1/6 plus 7/12. And then we've got 3.5 times 1 and 1/25. Okay. So I'm going to give you a head start for this one and think, oops, let's get the pen back. We're going to want to think about our, what do we want to think about here? Our lowest common denominator or multiple. Let's actually make it a multiple. We're going to think about a lowest common multiple for our denominator. And with this one, we want to do some thinking about crisscrossing, because it's a time, so we can crisscross. Should we say 3 minutes? 3 minutes, and then we're going to have a look at these.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, can I please answer the second one?
Yes, you can.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, Stembiso, can you answer the first one for us? Can you walk us through how to do the first one?
Yes, ma'am.
Fabulous. Okay, off you go.
So, ma'am, you first multiply the denominators.
Denominator. Yeah.
Yes.
For the
So
first, for this one.
So what you do on top, you must also do at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So you multiply 6 times 12 and 6 times 7. Then you multiply 12 times 6 and 12 times 1. That
Okay,
will give you
that'll give me
72 over 12 plus 42 over 72.
okay. You've got quite an interesting method going on there. Can I go show you a simpler method?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I show you a simpler one? That's going to make your life a lot easier because you're not going to have to simplify massive numbers at the end. Okay. So the first thing you're going to look and do is look at your multiples for your denominators. Okay. So look at 6 and 12 and make a list of your multiples. So 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. Sorry, brain moment. Okay. 12 times 1 is 12. Have I already got a multiple that's in both lists? Yes, I do. 12 is in both lists. Okay. So my first one I can use is 12, that they both have in common. Okay. So I don't have to go all the way to 72. I can start with 12. Okay. 6 times 2 gives me 12. So if I times the bottom by 2, then I'm going to times my top by 2. And 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. 12 to 12, I just times it by 1. 7 times 1. So I'm going to get at the top, oops, that's a plus 7. Okay. Which is going to get me, so Stembies to take it from here. So what have I got?
And is it 2 plus 7?
2 plus 7, yeah.
So mommy got 9 over 12.
9 over 12. Okay. And can we simplify 9 over 12?
No.
Is there no number that we can divide into 9 and into 12?
No, ma'am.
What about 3? Can 3 go into 9?
Yes, ma'am.
Can 3 go into 12?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so we can divide both by 3. Okay, so to simplify, so we're going to think through our divisibility rules. And we're going to say 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, and so my simplified answer is 3/4. Yeah. So you see how much faster it is when you look for your lowest common multiple. Okay, so that you're not going all the way up to 72 and then having to have 7 over 72 plus 7 times 6, 42 over 72. It's very a lot quicker to simplify it. Okay. But nicely done. Did you manage to simplify yours all the way down to 3 over 4 when you did it?
No, ma'am.
Did you keep it as 2 over 72?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So remember, so this is for everybody. Remember, if they say simplify, then you need to go all the way into the simplest form. Okay. So you need to simplify it as far as you can go. So divide it down and divide it down and divide it down and divide it down as much as you possibly can. Okay. So we're going to have we'll Does anybody else need some more practice fraction ones? Because I think fractions can be really tricky, but they're a useful one to have. 8/12. Okay, Theo, how did you get 8/12, my love?
Ma'am,
Stembisa, can you mute quickly, please? Well,
Ma'am,
I'm
I'm
not sure it's
muted.
yours.
ma'am, I said I looked for the lowest common multiple of
Yeah.
6 and 12. I got 12.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
I said 1. Then I said 1 plus 7. Then I got 8/12.
So now remember, because you've made 12 your lowest common denominator, you have to change this fraction into a fraction over 12. Okay. So because you've made 12 your denominator, this fraction here must also change to over 12. You have to find an equivalent fraction over 12. Okay. And that's how we get that 2 there, because 1/6, so 1 over 6 is equal to 2 over 12 if we were doing equivalent fractions. Okay, we can't just keep it the 1 plus the 7 over 12. Okay, so you must change this into a fraction over 12 also. Okay, does that help you, Theo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just remember next time, you need to make them both to fractions over 12. So you're going to look for the equivalent fractions to make them both over 12, or both over your lowest common multiple or lowest common denominator. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, Pumazile, do you want to talk to us through the next one?
Ma'am,
Oh, sorry, wait, sorry. I promised Yandisa she could do it. Sorry, Pumazile.
Ma'am.
Sorry, Yandisa, I completely forgot. It's been a long Monday. Okay, well done for reminding us. Okay, Yandisa, take it away.
So, ma'am, I said 1 times 21. I'm gonna remember it's the like a cross and a cross.
Okay, how do you get... Okay, what are you going to do with your whole numbers?
Whole numbers. I think, ma'am, the whole numbers, I'm gonna multiply them as they are.
Okay, let's see where you'll go from here. Okay, we'll try your way and see. You might actually get the same answer. Okay, so you're going to keep 3 times 1 is 3. Okay.
Let's say 1 multiplied by 21.
Why 1 times 21?
Ma'am, it's like I'm gonna like do the x. So the 1 goes, you multiply with the 21, then the other one you multiply with the 2. I think the 3 you multiply with the you know.
Can I remind you?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to throw it to Pumazile and see if he can remind you. Okay. Let's see, because I think you've realized that you've gone a little wonky there, hey? Okay, Pumazile, you're going to give it a shot.
yes. So
Okay.
I timed right and I got 156 over 42, but which I've not simplified yet.
How did you get 146? How did you get that number?
I changed the whole number into just a single unit and then times it with both of them.
So you turn them into improper fractions. Okay, so step 1, you're going to convert to improper fraction. Okay, so that's my first step. All right, so I'm going to say 2 times 3 because I've got 3 whole halves. So I'm going to say 3 times 2 is 6 plus my 1 is 7. So that's 7 over 2 times 21 times 1 is 21, plus the 1 is 22
Over 21.
over 21. Okay. So now what I can do with my crisscrossing is I can cancel things out. Okay.
Okay.
So canceling means I can cancel from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom. Okay. So how many times can 7 go into 21?
3, ma'am.
3 times. So 7 goes into 7 once and 7 goes into 21 3 times. Okay. Can 2 go into 22?
Yes.
How many times?
11.
11 times. I should use a different color here. Okay, I'm going to change the colors and make that a different color because then it's easier to read. Okay, so now what do I need to do? So now I've crisscrossed all I can and I've cancelled out what I can. What's next?
No, I don't really get the crisscross one. I'm not sure about that one. I have some
Okay.
confusion.
You have some confusion with the crisscrossing. Okay, so the crisscross, so what I could do if I didn't crisscross, so the crisscrossing helps me with simplifying. Okay, if I didn't crisscross, oh, we're running out of time, I could say 7 times 22, then I'm going to multiply my tops and multiply my bottoms. Okay, so I'm going to multiply my numerators and multiply my denominators. Okay, so I could have 7 times 22, which is going to give me 154. Okay, over 2 times 21, which is 42. Okay, so I can do it that way, and then I can simplify down and see how many times, then I have to divide how many times 42 can go into 154. What I'm doing is I'm simplifying before I do this. So before I get here, I'm simplifying by doing the crisscross. Okay. So by crisscrossing, I'm simplifying my fractions to make them easier to work with. Okay, so I've turned this into an improper and I had 7 over 2 times 22 over 21. Okay, and now I'm just trying to simplify it so that I don't have to work with really big numbers like 154 because those are horrible numbers to work with. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm asking how many times can 2 and 22, how many times can I cross there, how many times can I divide them? And 2 can go into 2 once, 22 can be divided by 2, 11 times. And 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 21, 3 times. So here I'm left with now 1 times 11 and 1 times 3. So now I'm going to be working with 11 over 3. That's much easier to work with than 154 over 42. So,
Ma'am,
yes.
does the crisscross method work for everything, every fraction?
Only for multiplying.
No, yes, multiplying if we say it was a different fraction.
Yeah. So you look for the multiple that can be divided by. So if you've got 5 over 4 times, let me find one that's going to work. 15 and 5 over 4 times 8 over 15. 4 can go into 8 once and twice. 5 can go into 15 once and 3. And I'm going to end up with 2 over 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What if it wasn't a 15? How would it work? Let's say it.
Yeah.
Let's say the 5 couldn't go into the number that can go into 5. Example 17. Would it still work?
So what you would do is you look to see, are there any that can work? Okay, 17 can't because it's a prime. Okay, but I know that 4 and 12 can go. So I'm going to simplify the 4 and the 12 anyway, because that's going to make my life a bit easier. Now, I can't crisscross the 5 and 17. Okay, I can't simplify those. So now I'm going to say 5 times 3 is 15.
Yes.
And 1 times 17 is 17. And I'm going to end up with 15 over 17. Okay. So all it's done is it's simplified my fraction for me before I've worked with it. Okay. So it's a quick way of simplifying before I even start working. Okay. So I'm just trying to simplify my fractions before I start working with them, and then it makes life a whole lot easier. Because if you worked out for me, have you got a calculator with you?
No, but I do have, there's one on the phone, I can use it quickly.
Okay, so work out 154 divided by 42.
154 divided by 42.
And Yandisa, can you work out 11 divided by 3 for me?
Ma'am, it's 140.
Ma'am, should I get it in simplest form or?
No, work it out in the calculator. 11 divided by 3.
$3.66.
Okay. And what was 154 divided by 42?
11/3.
154 divided by 42. My calculator.
11/3.
Okay, so I know 11 over 3 is 3,66. 154 over 42 is also 3,66. So it's the same answer. Okay. You're just going to have to work a lot harder to simplify this down to simplest form. Okay. So you get the same answer. You're just going to have to work a lot harder to make the number smaller at the end. Okay. All right. Guys, our time is up. I cannot believe our time is up already. It feels like it has flown. I didn't even get to do my polls with you. What I do want to know from you is who is writing maths this week?
Ma'am, I already finished it last week Wednesday.
You finished last week Wednesday. Okay,
Yes.
so
Ma'am, I wrote my test last week Thursday.
okay, and you guys only writing one maths test.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No.
Teacher Nicola, can I ask you a favor? In the polls, there's an exam poll. And can you just pop it up? I think it might be the easiest way to get a clear picture. Okay, so guys, there's a question. How many maths exams are you writing altogether this year now in November? 1, 2, 3. And then how many do you have to go after this week? Okay. How are we doing with the answers there, Teacher Nicola?
Okay, so we have 5 out of 9 who answered. Just waiting for a bit more. But
I
it
might do
seems
one of them.
okay. Okay, so most people are not writing an exam after this week.
Okay.
Like 100%.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you. Okay, thanks guys. That helps me know where we're at. Okay, so then Wednesday we're going to do another lesson. We're going to go over some more of the basics, and just make sure that you guys are covered with as much as we can get you covered before you write for those of you that still have to write, that we can get you covered. But come anywhere, like a couple of you are already. You finished writing, but you're still coming. Come anywhere, because every bit helps and keeps your brain going for next year. Okay.
Yeah.
But well done, guys. You've worked hard this evening. I'm sure your brains must be absolutely tired and shattered. But well done.
Well done, everyone. Okay, so I'll just quickly remind you of the next lesson, which is going to be on Wednesday, right,
Yeah.
Teacher Rebecca? Cool.
Yeah.
And it's also going to be a revision session. And yeah, just for your homework, just make sure you are utilizing the app. Like, this is the best time to use it. Just go through any section that you're struggling with, make a note, make a list of the sections that you're struggling with, and then just one by one start practicing on the app, just to brush up.
Miss Michaela,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, for the exercises that you've been giving us in class, for homework, ma'am, I've been struggling to get through it. Ma'am, I've been struggling to do the homework and the exercises, ma'am, because the app is giving me trouble.
Okay. Yeah, I think you must post that question in on the chat, because we need to see what exactly the trouble is. So maybe you can send us a screenshot even of what's happening, and then we can help sort you out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's it, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday.
And good luck for those of you who are writing before Wednesday or on Wednesday.
Good luck,
Fingers
guys.
crossed that you do well.
Bye,
Don't
ma'am.
forget to breathe.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, guys.
Bye, ma'am.
Night, everyone.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.